Wednesday the 13th, 10 a.m. update for the few days ahead. So this is looking at Thursday on SkySight and on UKV and on RASP. This mottled effect you see on RASP and you can see sort of echoed in UKV looks a lot like rain. Not as obvious on SkySight, but the rain is there on the SkySight forecast. And it's also in the UKV forecast, and it's also in RASP. The wind is a reasonable strength, northwesterly. So I've stepped back to 10 in the morning, and yeah, to me it looks like there's a possibility of a flight from the Peak District. How far you'd get, I'm not sure, before the rain stops play. There would be rain showers to be navigated around on a course downwind from the Peak District. Now looking at Friday, air mass is a fair bit better. We've got a good looking air mass with scattered cumulus in northern Scotland and the Scottish lowlands. A lot of spread out according to UKV in northern England and down through the rest of the country. And that's the RASP view. Winds are northwesterly in SkySight, and UKV agrees. RASP agrees as well. Just wound the clock back to 9:30 in the morning to figure out where the best air is and how it develops. You would say the Peak District and going downwind from there would be the best option on SkySight. In UKV, I would suggest the Scottish lowlands, Tinto, and heading south from there. Looks pretty good. That spread out seems to sort of dissolve away as you progress through the afternoon. And this is the RASP view at 10. Good air mass showing through the Pennines and the North Pennines from 10 in the morning. And it expands out from there and extends. So a flight from the Dales might also be on according to RASP. Mid-afternoon on Saturday, the best of it looks to be in the Scottish Highlands according to SkySight. UKV is not as positive because it's forecasting a lot of spread out in the Highlands. RASP also thinks the Highlands looks very good. Let's focus in on the Highlands for a little bit. The key here is what the winds are doing. And this is 3,000 feet, which is the terrain, tops of the terrain across a lot of the Highlands. That wind strength, it looks good in the central and eastern section of the Highlands, but looks quite brisk, sort of 20 kilometres an hour along the west coast, and that's at 2. So I've just stepped back to 10 in the morning to see how the stars develop. They get really good around midday, 12:31, improving in the afternoon. And the best of that air is in the central and eastern parts. And the winds start light everywhere, pick up a little bit in the afternoon. Mid-afternoon on Sunday, best of the air seems to be sort of flowing to the southeast out of the Peak District, really. I wonder if the wind is northwesterly and the air mass is following that. Nope, it's southerly. So we've got a southerly air mass, wind direction. Alright, okay, we can see the air starts reasonable in the peaks, and you could head north a little bit for a couple of hours, but doesn't look like it's sustaining a long flight there. The UKV view of mid-afternoon Sunday and the RASP view. Now looking at Monday, doesn't immediately jump out as a great day. And that's the RASP view of Monday, with a west-southwest wind, which RASP broadly agrees with.